order the joint work. Thank you. For Western Lane Ambulance District, Sites Valley Fire and Rescue, and Western Lane Fire EMS Authority. We'll open at 6 o'clock. Would you please join me? I pledge allegiance to the flag and to the republic which stands one nation under indivisible with liberty and justice. Holly, can you do a roll call, please?
Yes, starting with the Siuslaw Valley Fire and WLFEA directors, Tim Mendolia,
Here.
Lori Heppel, Keith Stanton,
Ready.
Jim Polisi,
Here.
David Carrillo,
Here.
Western Lane and WLFEA directors, Cindy Russell, Linda Stent,
Here.
Adam Holbrook,
Here.
Vanessa Buss,
Here.
Mike Webb.
Here. So all three boards have a forum. We do have an addition to the agenda, a new business, WLFEA's capital budget 2024-05. Now is the time for public comments. Trish, has anyone signed up?
I have no public comment.
So we have the SBFR, WLFEA and WLFEA fiscal year 2024-25 budgets. At this time, I would like to open a public hearing. Are there any public hearing comments? Hearing none, we will close the public hearing. Next, we have several resolutions. Unless there are any objections, I would recommend voting on all three at once for each board, just because it's a lot of roll calls. Christian?
Okay, so the first set of resolutions is going to be resolution 2024-05, which adopts the budget, makes the appropriations, imposes the tax, and categorizes the tax. The next resolution is 2024-06. This resolution establishes the policies for fund balances for each of the funds. The committed fund balances will be the equipment reserve fund, the properties and facilities reserve fund, as well as the apparatus reserve fund. And then resolution 2024-07, which we would like to switch to the modified cash basis of accounting method. So that would be the three budget resolutions for Siuslaw Valley Fire.
Do we have any objections to voting on all three?
No, but we're gonna do them individually, correct? So we're gonna do a roll call on each one individually.
No, there'll just be one, unless there are any objections that.
I'm not sure your own parts we need to do. I'm not sure under statute whether we need to do individually or not.
I thought you did. I thought we have to have
They don't
a
take it.
motion for each one.
Okay, that's, yeah.
Assess what I read. So I'd like to make a motion for Siuslaw Valley Fire and Rescue Resolution 2024-05, adopting the budget in the amount of $1,929,800.
Lisi made a motion to approve. Director Stanton, the second. Can you do a roll call, Holly?
Siuslaw Valley directors, Tim Mendolia,
Yes.
Keith Stanton,
Yes.
Jim Polisi,
Yes.
and David Carrillo.
Yes. Next one, 2024-06, resolution establishing policies for fund balance. I'd like to make a motion for adoption.
So Director Polisi has made a motion,
Second.
and second by Director Carrillo. Reading roll.
Directors Tim Mandolia,
Yes.
Keith Stanton,
Yes.
Jim Polisi,
Yes.
David Carrillo.
Yes.
Okay, excellent.
And then resolution number 2024-01, resolution adoption of modified cash basis accounting method. 07? Jesus. 07.
We have-
Second.
Did you make a motion?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Director Polisi made a motion to approve, Director Carrillo's second.
SBA Park Directors Tim Mandolia,
Yes.
Keith Stanton,
Yes.
Jim Polisi,
Yes.
and David Carrillo.
Yes.
Okay, the next set of budget resolutions are for Western Lane Ambulance District. We have resolution number 2024-04, which adopts the budget, makes the appropriation, imposes the tax, and categorizes the tax. We also have resolution number 2024-05. Again, this resolution establishes the funds and commits those fund balances for the equipment fund and the life med fund. And then we have resolution 2024-06, which moves our basis of accounting to a modified cash basis.
Yeah, we don't know to the amount for the adopting budget.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 2024-06. Budget. Total adopted budget amount of $5,610,153.
Second,
We have a motion by Director Webb and a second by Director Buss.
Western Lane Directors Linda Stint,
Yeah.
Adam Holbrook,
Yes.
Vanessa Buss,
yes,
Mike Webb.
Yes. I'd also like to make a motion to approve resolution number 2024-05. Moving to establish fund balance.
So there was a motion by Director Webb and a second by Director Stent.
Western Lane Directors Linda Stint,
Yes.
Adam Holbrook,
Yes.
Vanessa Buss,
yes,
and Mike Webb.
Yes. And then I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution number 2024-05, adoption, or 06, adoption of modified cash basis accounting method.
Second.
So that was a motion by Director Webb and a second by Director Buss. Oh, I'm sorry, Director Stent.
Who seconded?
Director Stent.
All right. Western Lane Directors Linda Stint,
Yeah.
Adam Holbrook,
Yes.
Vanessa Buss,
yes,
and Mike Webb.
Yes.
Okay, the last set of budget resolutions are for the entire board, WLFEA board. The first one is adopting the budget and making the appropriations. There is no tax and that would be for 2024-02. 2024-03 establishes the funds and commits those fund balances. The only fund that we have for that for WLFEA is the Western Lane Crisis and Response Fund. And then the third resolution, 2024-04, is going to a fixed basis method of accounting.
I make a motion that, resolution 2024-02 in the amount of $4,929,895.
I'll second that.
That's
Amendment to my motion. In the amount of $11,504,113.
Amended second.
Motion by Director Stan and a second by Director Webb.
All right, roll call. Let's start with SVFR directors. Tim Mandolia,
Yes.
Keith Stanton,
Yes.
Jim Plesey,
Yes.
David Carrillo,
Yes.
Western Lane directors, Linda Stent,
Yes.
Adam Holbrook,
Yes.
Vanessa Buss,
Yes.
and Mike Webb.
Yes. I'd like to make a motion 2024-03, establish fund balances for WLFEA.
Second.
So that was a motion by Director Webb and a second by Director Buss.
SVFR directors, Tim Mandolia,
Yes.
Lori Heppel, Keith Stanton,
Yes.
Jim Plesey,
Yes.
David Carrillo,
Yes.
Western Lane directors, Linda Stent,
Yes.
Adam Holbrook,
Yes.
Vanessa Buss,
Yes.
Mike Webb.
Yes.
And I'll make a motion to accept resolution 2024-04 modified cash basis. For WLFEA.
Second.
So that was a motion by Director Buss and a second by Director Felici.
SVFR directors, Tim Mandolia,
Yes.
Keith Stanton,
Yes.
Jim Plesey,
Yes.
David Carrillo,
Yes.
Western Lane directors, Linda Stent,
Yes.
Adam Holbrook,
Yes.
Vanessa Buss,
Yes.
and Mike Webb.
Yes.
All passed. Thank you. Thank you. Do you need any more signatures?
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and move on to the consent agenda. Include the minutes from last board meeting as well as staff reports. Does anyone have anything that they would like taken out of the consent agenda? Monthly financials for SVFR, Western Lane Ambulance District, and WLFEA. When Chris is ready.
You want me to sign it?
Even that. And I'll get those changes made. Sorry, is it me in the financials? Sorry. So for the financials, there's just a couple things that I want to point out. We're dangerously close to exceeding our budget for WLFEA. 95% on our materials and services at this point, and we will be addressing that later on with the added resolution. Other than that, the end of the budget is wrapping up nicely. We've already made our appointments for the auditors to be here in October, it's scheduled. Other than that, everything is wrapping up nicely. So unless you guys have any questions, nothing to report other than what's in your packet.
Okay, old business. So building update, there's some new plans in your packet with the base underneath on page 110, they start on page 110. And then there were also some policies from April 25th. There were some minor changes to policy 217 annual recognition awards. We added officer of the year, mentor of the year. So they can have or many changes. So new business, we have the MOU, the salary increase. This was to increase the COLA from 2.5% for the CBA to 4%. This was agreed upon previously. Was that in April's meeting?
It was in the
May.
budget process.
Budget processing. We have the return and sign MOU from the union, so we need to vote on approving and signing the document.
That's resolution 202403.
No, it's the memorandum of understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's 2024. 2024-04.
No, there is no number. It's not a resolution. It's just a memorandum.
Let's see. Never mind, sorry.
Do we have a motion to
Motion
approve and sign the MOU?
Second.
We have a motion by Director Perillo and a second by Director Polisi. Need a roll call when you're ready, Molly?
SVFR directors, Tim Mendolia,
Yes.
Keith Stanton,
Yes.
Jim Polisi,
Yes.
David Carello,
Yes.
Western Lane directors, Linda Stent,
Yes.
Adam Holbrook,
Yes.
Vanessa Buss,
Yeah.
and Mike Webb.
Yes.
So that'll need to be signed by you, Director Polisi. Is that your motion?
And I have.
When she's done running around, she's got
Okay,
some
let's wait.
resolutions.
While I'm running around. So one of the things that I noticed, I didn't really notice. We had an issue come up with the Secretary of State's office. And in order to, and the Department of Administrative Services or DAS for the state. And in order to change it, I have to have a letter signed by a registered agent. And so with some digging, when the chiefs changed, nobody changed the registered agent for any of the districts or the authority. So we need to establish who the registered agent is, as well as the address for the organizations. And it's registered with the Secretary of State. So I have a resolution for each of the entities. Starting with Sayusa Valley Fire, we have resolution number 2024-04, establishing the registered office for the district as being 2625 Highway 101, and the registered agent being Chief Michael Schick. For Western Lane Ambulance District, we have resolution number 2024-03, again, establishing the registered office for the district as being 2625 Highway 101, and the registered agent being Chief Schick. And the last one is resolution number 2024-01, establishing the registered office and registered agent for Western Lane Fire and EMS Authority as being 2625 Highway 101, and the registered agent as being Chief. These resolutions have to be notarized, so we'll have to do that at the date.
Okay, can I propose the adoption? Sarasota Rescue Resolution 2024-04, this designation of district registered office, registered agent.
Second.
So the motion by Director Stan, second by Director Polisi.
SVFR directors, Tim Mandolia,
Yes.
Keith Stanton,
Yes.
Jim Polisi,
Yes.
David Carrillo.
Yes.
We're technologically challenged today. All right, I'm making a motion for resolution number 2024-01, resolution acquired in Mass Authority, notice of designation, registered office agent. As described, the address will be 2625 Highway 101, Florence, Oregon 97439, and the registered agent in Oregon as such registered office is Michael Schick.
Second.
That was a motion.
So,
So
Did you hear me? I think my
No.
just. Okay, so that we had a motion by Director Webb and a second by Director Bus.
By who's the second?
Director Bus,
Thank you.
what was that?
WLFEA.
And that was for WLFEA.
All right, so Western Lane directors, Linda Stent,
Yes.
Adam Holbrook,
WLFEA Director.
It's
Okay.
will be,
thank you, I'll switch that. All right, SVFR directors, Tim Mandolia,
Yes.
Keith Stanton,
Yes.
Jim Polisi,
Yes.
David Carrillo,
Yes.
Western Lane directors, Linda Stent,
Yes.
Adam Holbrook,
Yes.
Vanessa Buss,
yes.
Mike Webb.
Yes. Now I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution number 2024-03 for Western Lane Ambulance District. Notice of designation of special district registered office and registered agent. They pursuant to the resolution, district board duly adopted the registered office as 2625 Highway 101, Florence, Oregon 97439. The registered agent in Oregon as such registered office is Michael Schick.
Second.
Motion by Director Webb and a second by Director Stent.
Linda Stent,
That's correct.
thank you. All right, Western Lane directors, Linda Stent,
Yes.
Adam Holbrook,
Yes.
Vanessa Buss,
Yes.
Mike Webb.
Yes.
Did you give everybody? Those pass. The next resolution is for Sayula Valley Fire and Rescue. When, this is for the, upfitting of the new, interceptor. And when the quotes were received, prices have gone up, and so we were over, budget with that upfitting by $5,324. Resolution 2024-08, adjust the budget, in that amount.
Just a question from the public. When you get a quote, is it a fixed price or do they have the ability to adjust?
It's a bunch of different stuff that wasn't really quotable, so they just put it together. It's, it's all in that fitting stuff, radios.
Some of it,
They have flexibility to adjust with price increases.
I wouldn't know, I would assume so.
Small tool, I mean, it's stuff that we wouldn't get a hard quote.
So these are third party, not factory Ford.
No.
When you order the interceptors from Ford, they pre-wire,
These are all the tools and stuff that go on the vehicle.
so it has nothing to do with the drive system.
Changing graphics.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution 2024-08, the adjustment for budget increase on the new interceptor vehicle.
I'll second it. A motion by Director Puglisi and a second by Director Stan.
As we have our directors, Tim Mandolia,
Yes.
Keith Stanton,
Yes.
Jim Polisi,
Yes.
David Carrillo.
Yes.
The next resolution is, for Sayula Valley Fire and Rescue. This has to do with radios for, Wilker and billing, billing them accordingly, as well as moving the funds over. We were gonna donate those radios to them, but Wilker's losing a billing county grant. And so we're trying to pull money so we can build one of the grants for those radios and give them the money instead. And in order to do that, those funds around, it has to be because they're capital, it has to have a resolution to do that. So, resolution 2024-09, adjust those funds by 60.
Question, I'm not showing it on my, I'm showing 2024-09, adjusting the budget for the Western Lane Crisis Response lost their Lane County funding.
Right, that's the one that we're talking about.
Okay,
They lost.
so, but this has to do with radios?
Right, so the radios came out of that capital expenditure. We purchased radios.
Understood. So did the county commit to paying for this?
Not the county. We're gonna bill, I believe it's the Sam's grant.
So can we discuss this regarding the lost funding? Is this a good time or should we pull this and come back?
Would you, yeah, would you?
Well, I've been told that the county has ceased the funding for the crisis response, correct? Has there been any movement from other parties that have vested interest in this program? Do we know what's going on? Is the county just gonna drag their feet and make us kick the can down the road on this side of the hill, or are they gonna?
I couldn't speak to exactly what's going on. I know that there's been a lot of upset parties or
Absolutely.
partners that work with and use Wilbur services. And so the county has reached out and they wanted to have some meetings or discussions. I don't know if they're set in stone as to what they're doing with their funding, but it kind of seems like damage control to me. But I know that the chief has been speaking with them regarding Wilbur and any possible funding moving forward. I couldn't tell you if
Okay, I appreciate that. Well, I'm gonna go on the record as the WLFEA president that I'm not very pleased with the county doing this, and not notifying us. Just to lay it down and say we're killing the program is irresponsible government.
you're not dealing with it.
It affects the hospital, it affects the men and women right over there, it affects law enforcement, and the list goes on.
It affects people who use the services too, most of all, because they're not gonna get that from,
No,
And that was my understanding, as I heard it, is that Lynn County was gonna take it over, so they would provide, which service, which we know they will never. do.
no. And if they do, they're not gonna represent this side of the hill. It's all gonna be over there.
What is the anticipated short?
it's at the end of June.
It's what?
It'll stop at the end of June.
End of June.
It's about.
It's, I don't know what the total is, but I'm pretty sure it's close to 23,000 estimated a month.
That's a chunk.
It's a big jump.
Do you understand? Did anybody say anything at LPOP? Did you guys hear anything from them?
So, and I think a lot of it's still up in the air. I know that before I was on vacation, that she was still looking for a different outcome, so I don't know that it's over yet.
Is that something that was on the ballot?
See, it really baffles me that the monies that the state receives come from the federal government. I believe Health and Human Services, HHS,
Yeah, then it's divided up.
and then it comes down the top. So for the county just to turn around and kill such a vital program, yeah, I'm gonna call it what it is. To me, it's irresponsible. I really hope we get the support we need, and I'm curious why it's not in the press. How come the media?
Maybe they don't see it as killing it in the county, they're just moving.
Thank you. Said enough.
That's okay. We're all in agreement.
So I'd like to go ahead and make a motion to approve resolution 2024-09. Resolution adjusting the budget fiscal year 2023-24. Oh, no. Right? That what I said?
So we have a motion by Director Polisi. Yeah, I'll second it. A second by Director Mendolia.
SBFR Directors, Tim Mendolia,
Yes.
Keith Stanton,
Yes.
Jim Polisi,
Yes.
David Carrillo.
Good.
The last resolution is for the entire WLFEA award. It's resolution 2024-05, and this resolution adopts the or makes the addition of funding and corrects the appointing authority. 60,000.
Is it printed?
No, it didn't get. It's adjusting the budget $60,000. There's currently, we have $65,000 to, in the current budget to get us through July. We're adding another 60,000.
Please. Thank you.
Okay. Sorry, we just finished it right before coming to the meeting. I forgot.
Yeah. See it.
So it will adjust the budget $60,000, all in materials and services. Yeah. So it'll be a total of 120,000 to get us through the month.
We're in.
For taxes, yes. Well, we're getting some from late taxes, that kind of thing, but it's not very much.
While we're waiting for copies. We have some new policies for review. We have 300 incident management, 301 emergency response, 302 fire grant accountability, and 303 rapid intervention 2 and 2 up. Thank you.
The insurance increased by 25.
Actually, if you look at the financials, the, we were already over in that category, mainly from the, workers' comp insurance, more than double.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2024-05 for WLFEA to amend the budget, $60,000 additional dollars for materials and services.
A motion by Director Webb and a second by Director Carrillo.
I'm sorry, who was the second?
Director Carrillo.
Thank you. WLFEA directors, Tim Mendolia,
Yes.
Keith Stanton,
Yes.
Jim Polisi,
Yes.
David Carrillo,
Yes.
Linda Stent,
Yes.
Adam Holbrook.
Yes.
Vanessa Buss,
Yes.
Mike Webb.
Yes.
Okay. And for director comments, any director wish to make any comments?
I had a chance yesterday, I think it was yesterday, to sit down on a meeting that was organized, kind of inspired by Charlie sent out something, and we had representatives from federal and state agencies talking about opportunities to possibly fund a new station construction or expansion construction through federal funds. It was very interesting. Charlie's idea on the West Lane ambulance building was actually located on the site apart from the hospital, something we had to purchase. There's a little bit of a benefit to a land owned rather than land lease for a station, as far as eligibility for some grant funding. So that's, definitely something I think we should ask the chief to pursue. They recommended working into it backwards. So you recognize the need, you have a broad stroke concept of what you're trying to do. You've identified locations, essentially a location of the building and a plan like that. But then you seek the funding. Once you get the funding, you work backwards to find the balance of the funding. Likely we would need some match funding to get where we want to be, but his estimated ask was in the $9 million range, so we would have a significant amount that we'd have to raise, possibly for increasing the taxes, asking for a general obligation bond to pay for a loan. But if we could offset some of that with FEMA money or other sources, this could be an opportunity to make something happen. By proposing that we're asking for grant money or asking for money from Congress doesn't obligate us to do the project in the ask. It's the first step to finding if we can fund this. But I think it's something we should recommend the chief pursue. And Charlie is a great resource to start it. Maybe give him some help from LCOG or somebody. That's it.
That's a great idea.
Was there any discussion about the addition here?
Yes. Yep, the addition on this one, the addition there. Charlie was talking about buying the property down towards the west. I don't know if we need to do that or not, but I'll let the concept boil and see if we can raise the funds.
Sam, when's the next? I'm sure it was before. So, in July. Do you think you could just kind of July, inquiry to see if they've got offsetting funds for emergency infrastructure? They have, they do have.
That was the key, the grant writing ability and the knowledge of which agency to pursue what. Some of the grants or some of the opportunities for fund, whether there's like an earmark, Congress will come with strings attached. Maybe you have to be wind power or something like that. So we have to be careful. So we don't get to a fine. That's where some expertise there.
Well, I remember about 6 months ago, I read, I'll dig through it, that there was money's gonna be available for areas that would be impacted by a Cascadia event.
That's the brick grant. And that was a FEMA grant, and it what I read is a $2 million cap, but they're talking much more than that. So it's an opportunity. Brick grant, if we're replacing Old Town Station, moving it up, rebuilding a station on 9th Street somewhere. That would be, to me, a logical leap to say we've got an inundation zone issue that we want to place and go to the resiliency of the community and all the sorts they want to build something new.
Do we have a representative from the Army Corps of Engineers here?
It's their. But this, I think we should pursue this further and find out.
Sure, yeah.
Chief was in on the meeting.
Chief was in on the meeting, and I think he was enthusiastic. He got some contact names and numbers and some sources that we get started. I'm sure he has a game plan going.
Any other director comments?
I have one, and I'm gonna apologize. Quinn's not here either, Rossi. I had our paramedic show up on scene for a friend about 3 weeks ago at her home. I attempted to come get her transported to the hospital. I was unable to do so. And our team showed up and did a really great job, and were very kind and thoughtful in helping transfer her to the hospital where she got. So.
One of our newer hires.
Yeah, and I think you were, I don't think you never let you leave.
David Rossi did a meeting
next.
Save some for others.
We got people in.
Any other direct comments? All right, well, the next board meeting is Thursday, June 27th, 2024, at 6:00 p.m. It's the intent of our meeting. Motion to adjourn.
We need to approve the written stuff, the accountability, all that. We need to approve that, and we already approved it, thank you. The new policies that we're kind of. We have to
Yeah,
approve
those are for this one.
Oh,
All right. Thank you, Ollie.
Thank you, everyone. Good night.
All right.